Hey everyone, I was just having some trouble with my microphone there, so sorry about the late start. I was only partially distracted by the indie game showcase. Anyways, I'll just let ads and everything run and I'll be right with you. Alrighty. Looks like the adverts are over. I've got all my links posted. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I was kind of tempted to call the stream off and just watch the indie showcase, but hey, I want to get those flowers sorted out. Hope everyone's doing well. I've slept terribly, so if I look like I'm falling asleep, it's because I am. And yeah, so yeah, I'm going to keep the stream short just because I want to get plenty of rest for the D&D stream tomorrow. Gonna get my headphones plugged in because I've been yeah. Long story short, drop my controller. My microphone just wasn't registering when I was plugging it in, and I have no idea why, but I think I've got it working now. So yeah, sorry for the late start. Okay. So yeah, first thing I'm gonna do, after picking up my controller again, is I'm gonna turn around and head back to the head back to Nier's home village. You know what, I've been cosplaying teeth in for so long, it feels kind of weird streaming without the teeth in. I think it's affecting how I'm talking. Well, probably not, but you know, it just feels weird. I've just gotten way too used to dressing as a teeth. Yeah. So if I've understand the farming mechanics properly, basically, after 24 hours, a thing grows. After 48 hours, it wilts and dies. So if I go back to the village, the flowers I planted on Monday should have died. And while that might sound like a setback, it's actually a bonus because with flowers it means you get seeds. And with any luck, some of those seeds have hybridized. That's pretty much the only side quest I've got left is to just get some pink moonflower seeds and I keep wondering what that shadow next to the protagonist is, and then I realise it's Vice's. Okay, do we have seeds? We have seeds. Okay, blue moonflower seeds. Gold. Indigo. That's what I needed. So yeah, when I planted this, I did alternating blue and gold moonflower seeds. Obviously some of them hybridized to form the seeds I need. Okay, indigo. So if I plant the seeds today, then they'll show up on Monday. And hopefully I'll have what I need for the side quest. Because this is a 15 by 15 grid. Sorry, a 3 by 5 grid. So half of 15 approximately is 7, so all I need is 7 seeds. So yeah, now I need to alternate the indigo and the red ones. So bounty fertilizer, so I get plenty of seeds. And I'm going to plant an indigo one. And a red one. And an indigo one. This is probably going to take a while. Yeah, I don't know why, but with indigo I always forget it's supposed to be a sort of blue colour. You know, something about indigo just feels like it should be orange. Granted, the only time I ever encountered the word indigo was guess it must have been first generation Pokemon. So we've got indigo red, indigo red, indigo. And we've got red. Indigo. Red. Indigo. And red. Oh, thank you for the follow, Aziz Gonzalez. Okay, indigo. again. Red. And indigo. Okay, that only took like the first 15 minutes of my stream. Give everything a quick water in. And then we can rush back to the seafront and actually get on with this plot. Maybe I should consider becoming a Stardew Valley streamer. Hold on, is my... Oh yeah, good, it's working. Oh hey Nellis, how's it going? I'd ask someone to give you a shout out, but obviously you're the only mod in the chat right now, if you want to give yourself a shout out. You haven't really missed much here. I've literally just been gardening. I got exactly the amount of indigo seeds I need, so with any luck, if I leave this until the next Nier stream on Monday, I'll have everything I need to do that side quest. Going okay, thought you might stream yesterday, but you didn't. Oh, thought you might stream this morning and raid in, but you didn't because you could stream tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, raiding's always optional. I know Catbat doesn't raid much when they're streaming. I mean, I guess you could always, oh yeah, I am streaming tomorrow, although I'm streaming later than usual because it's a D&D day. Very excited to get that TPK at last. Okay, that's that done. There's no ferryman at the moment, so I'm going to have to walk like a fool. A fool, a chair, and a clown. Oh yeah, because I was running late from having to I had some mic issues when I started. And, well, to be fair, I was kind of distracted by watching the Indie Games showcase, because Nick's streaming it right now. So yeah, this is alcohol-free wine. There was a ton of reduced bottles of it for like £3 at work. And it's actually quite good. It tastes almost the same as like a red wine. I mean, not like a great red wine, but you know, it's nice enough to just sip while you're doing stuff. And because it's alcohol free, I should be, don't have to worry about disrupting my sleeping pattern at all. Here's me just forgetting completely how to fight. If you stream tomorrow, should you raid in? Raiding into a D&D session in progress feels weird. Your usual stopping time is a half hour past tomorrow's Nordmark start time. Yeah, I don't mind raiding in. I mean, obviously you won't get much of a fanfare because we don't want to interrupt the actual session, but you know, just in general because we're sort of not interacting with chat much. But yeah, obviously when we get to the break, we'll be able to talk then. If you're still about. Obviously raiding and running is perfectly valid. And I'm sorry for overusing the word, obviously. You know, it just occurred to me, I can hear what the shades are saying now. So I wonder if I did the side quest involving the sort of thinking shades, if I'd have been able to hear them. I mean, I don't want to start at an entirely new playthrough just to learn that, but I wonder. I'm so over leveled right now. Yep, and we're back here. So yeah, obviously this is the B playthrough, so we're going to get a bit more material than the first time. Last time it turned out a creepy little girl ghost that was on the ship was a shade, and we got sort of some hints the postman had been looking after her. And the boss battle basically ended with him being like, "No, I hate you," and you know, the otherwise invincible boss just let me kill her, so I imagine this one's going to be sad.
Oh god, it's over. My life is over.
Oh, you're nearly 30 now and out every night.
What's wrong?
Oh hey, I remember you. You're the ones who helped us out way back
No less,
when.
half an hour isn't too far in. Yeah, to be fair, chances are we'd have probably just been doing, you know, maybe a bit of exposition, who knows. The way technical, there'll probably be some technical difficulty or other that means we start 15 minutes in, so who knows, it might literally just be the recap.
Seeing as we've come all this way, I suppose we had best ask.
Oh yeah, so in the first part of the game, which New Game Plus skips, basically she and her husband had an argument. We went out, found the red bag on a shade and thought she was dead, but it turned out she wasn't dead. And this whole quest sort of mirrors that, in that it's the husband who's gone missing now.
I had a fight with my husband and he ran away from home.
Yes, yes. You may color me utterly
Like, these two's whole thing is that they argue a lot but still love each other. The heterosexual representation the world needed.
But it's all that idiot's fault. I was saving up a bunch of apples, and he went and ate 10 of them.
That's actually sort of
Nier
impressive.
has a point.
Well, sure, I may have lost my temper a little, but I can't believe he just up and left. He's been gone for a week now, and it's...
All right. We'll help you find him.
Really? Oh, thank you so much.
And here we go again. Shall we begin by asking around at the tavern like before?
And thank you for the quote, Nerlus. Okay, I think I saved twice, but no matter. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've not really been sleeping too well lately, and obviously I've got D&D tomorrow, so this might be a kind of a short stream.
I heard the guy in this house died 4 years ago.
Wait, really? Was he an NPC?
Where did that enormous shell even come from?
Oh yeah, so this quest has a bunch of content warnings for gore and ghosts and slavery. Yep, the spooky ship with the horrible, horrible past.
Hey there. I'm looking for the guy with the red bag. You seen him around lately?
Really? Is that couple fighting again?
Yeah, the guy took off and hasn't been seen since. I take it this isn't a surprise?
Hardly. Their arguments are legendary. We're actually considering selling tickets as a tourist attraction. Anyway, I think he's from that village with the library. Maybe he went back home. I think his brother is a guard there or something.
Thanks for the tip. I'll see what I can figure
Okay.
out.
Say, you're pretty handsome. Care to buy a lonely woman a drink?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, literally the same gag happened before the time skip, which is kind of creepy because he was a teenager then. Oh yep, this is new.
Hard to believe a ship of this size managed to run aground.
Okay,
What
so
was
because
that?
this is a second playthrough, we already know that the little girl he's about to meet is a shade. And this all goes very tragically. But the whole flashback thing's adding more context. Like, the first playthrough did make it pretty clear that he was in some capacity looking after her.
Hey, is someone there?
And also that she was killing people, but, you know,
Okay, I definitely heard someone cough
kids will be
just now.
kids.
Maybe it's one of those kids from town? But where are they?
So, like, the big thing of this playthrough.
There you are. What are you doing here, kid? And who are
Yeah,
you, anyway?
so the big thing of this playthrough is, one, we're getting a lot of extra stuff about Kaine and Emil, the two party members. And two, each of the bosses is getting a bunch of flashbacks, making it very clear everything was very tragic about them.
Were you a passenger on this ship, maybe?
Okay, yep. A ship that was a slave ship. Nothing traumatic there.
Hey, it's okay. You don't need to be scared.
Oh yeah. So I keep forgetting there's this diary entry that implies Deville is a lesbian robot. I mean, to be fair, that's basically the entirety of
To think that couple's petty squabbles have become something of an attraction for the locals.
Doesn't surprise me in the least. Seeing people like that puts a little spring in your step, you know?
You humans truly are a maddening bunch. Such buffoonery does little more than wear this old tome out.
what was I saying? Didn't want to talk over the in-game dialogue, but now I've completely forgotten.
Hey there. How you feeling? Well, your cough seems better at least. Check it out. I brought you some bread today.
Oh yeah, one thing you'll never be able to unsee once you realise it. Animations are very difficult to... hands are very difficult to animate in games. So whenever someone passes... whenever a character passes something to another character, I'll just do this sort of a vague gesture thing, if the camera doesn't cut it off entirely.
Jeez, you must have been starving.
Oh wait, yeah. So yeah, Devola, lesbian robot, that's the entirety of Signalis.
Well, look, no one's gonna take this from you, so just take it easy so you don't choke on it, okay?
A+ om nom nom sounds.
So, what were you doing on this boat, kid? Actually, scratch that. First things first. I can't just keep calling you kid. You got a name?
Has she got a name?
Well, this is going nowhere fast. Let's see. Louise.
So yeah, the postman is, in this game, he's basically the patron saint of trying to help and not really doing quite the right thing. Because before the time skip there was an entire subplot where it turned out he was writing to an old lady, making her think her lover was still alive when he wasn't.
Yeah,
And you had an entire moral dilemma about whether or not to tell her.
I mean, it just sort of popped into my head, but what do you think? Guess you're okay with it. Well, it's nice to meet you, Louise.
This is so heartwarming and I don't really know how it's going to end.
We searched the southern plains back when the wife ran off too, right?
I believe we did, yes.
Lots changed since then. So it's kind of nice when we find something that hasn't. The fact that couple is still arguing almost fills me with... I don't know. Hope, I guess.
If you asked me, that particular couple could benefit from a little change.
item. A log. Nihilist, you still kind of wish you'd known what the ending to Signalis was like so you could have warned me? Yeah, it can't be helped. Like, suicide is a bit of a trigger warning. Well, trigger for me, but... it was a horror game anyway, and to be fair, there was a lot of foreshadowing. So it was I was sort of braced for it.
Oh, hey, it's you.
You're related to the ferryman who carries a red bag around, right?
Yeah, he's my little brother. Haven't seen him in a while, though.
A shame. Have you any idea where he may have absconded to?
Not a clue. Like I said, I haven't seen him.
Oh,
Well, you don't seem very worried.
Oh, but the last time I did see him, he said something about using his ferry to deliver letters. Maybe you should try talking to someone at the post office.
I guess we could ask the postman over in Seafront.
Just once, I would enjoy receiving a quest that can be sold in the general vicinity of the Asker.
Vice really likes complaining about the entire, you know, central mechanic of this game. I.e. questing. Yeah, in my head right now, I'm actually debating whether or not I want to...
I cannot believe how many trips we have made simply to track down a single man.
It's alright to do this kind of thing every now and then.
I only pray this is not the calm before some manner of storm. Say there, lad, have you ever penned a missive?
You mean a letter? No. I'm not big on writing. It always takes me forever to figure out what I want to say.
Nihilist, Vice would be great at video game sins. The cinema sins guy, probably. Okay, I guess it. They're basically adding these every time I go back and forth.
Hey there, Louise. Say, where'd you get that red bag?
Oh, no.
Found it on the ship, did you? You kids are so darn curious about everything. Anywho, it's good to see you. Afraid I don't have any bread today, but I did bring you something. Here, it's a ribbon. Let me tie it in your hair for you. Well, what do you think? Pretty nice, huh? Huh. What's that on the floor? Oh, it's a mirror. Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's go ahead and check out your new look. If you go over there where it's brighter, you'll be able to see yourself more clearly. What's wrong?
Alright,
Don't you
because
wanna
she's a
see?
shade. The sunlight will hurt her. No less. Tinky Winky's corpse is in the chest. Joke, the giant suits wouldn't fit. Yeah, those suits are like 10 feet tall.
Oh, I see. You don't like sunlight.
Okay, I know this is tragic, but this man is oblivious.
Guess your eyes are pretty sensitive after spending all this time in the dark, huh?
Like, my dude, everyone knows whose bag that is.
Well, it's not like we can have you stay here forever. We should work on getting you out of here so you and me can go look at the sea together. How's that sound?
You know, it's a horror game when you, have a girl in a dress with big boots. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a look. Oh yeah, I've actually been seeing trailers for a new vampire movie that's basically, well, literally just a, vampire that looks like a small girl who's killing everyone. I wonder where that trope actually came from in the first place. Oh wait, I just realised that this guy was, this guy's the postman who was standing outside the,
Hey, postman. Oh, sorry. You're not him.
No less, to be fair, apparently yes, oversensitivity to sunlight's a real thing. Your source may be a Castle episode. Oh yeah, photophobia, and it's also a symptom of polyphilia, which, you know, leads to the whole theory that vampires might have been inspired by people with polyphilia. But yeah, there's quite a lot of reasons people can be sensitive to sunlight. I mean, like, it's not great for you if you're under normal circumstances. Like, always wear sunblock and everything.
I'm sure as hell not. I just swung by to pick up a letter and
Oh wait,
wound
no,
up
this is
running the
just a
damn
normal
place.
resident. Guess my face blindness extends to video game characters as well.
Anyway, you here for a package or something?
No. There's this couple who's always fighting, and the husband took off.
Whoa,
So I'm trying to track him down.
what's this?
Ring any bells?
Nick! How was the Triple I Initiative showcase? I think just before I had, I was watching a stream for a bit, and yeah, Dino Lord got announced, the most Harley looking game imaginable. I think the last one I saw was okay, wow, Slay the Spire 2. There was a My Time in Porsche sequel. Anything else good? New Prince of Persia? Heck yeah. I know they sort of released, well, there's a sort of a Metroidvania style Prince of Persia that's supposed to be coming out soonish. I don't know if is that what they were announcing, or is it getting a sequel? Oh, I missed some major biggies. There was a Cyberpunk Jet Set Radio. I mean, to be fair, Jet Set Radio was already kind of cyberpunk, but it's a roguelike by the dev team who did this recent Dead Cells content. Heck yeah. It's completely separate to the other Prince of Persia that came out this year. Oh, fair enough. Interesting. Like, it's an IP that's been sort of semi-dormant for a while, so I guess it's kind of neat that quite a few people are picking it up at once. It's kind of like when a game gets an official sequel just after, you know, a bunch of sort of spiritual successors come out. Streets of Rogue 2. Ooh, I saw Gold was streaming a bit of Streets of Rogue and that looked fun. Oh yeah, there was a very neat looking game that looked like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but it was had cowboys and sort of steampunky, cyberpunky stuff in it. I'm absolutely sold on that. Oh yeah, by the way, gameplay update. I've harvested my flower seeds for that one side quest I haven't done yet. And we're just playing... Okay, content warning for slavery, small girl ghosts, you know, the scariest kind, and being rejected by sort of adopted family members, I guess, because, well, we know this because it's the second playthrough, but we're getting a bunch of flashbacks that confirm out what's kind of implied in the first playthrough. Oh, have a good dinner, Nick. Thanks for the raid. Vampire Survivors getting Contra style expansion. Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that as I was going. Not expected, but yep. Oh, and thank you for this Prime sub, Nick. 27th month. 27 months. Wait, is that... Yep. That's a third stream, baby. Oh yeah, Vampire Survivors has always had a co-op mode in it.
Sorry, pal. You're asking the wrong guy. Still, that's pretty weird. My buddy's daughter took off too. Maybe running away is the cool thing to do now.
Okay, I take it back. The postman's no more oblivious than anyone else.
I find it exceedingly unlikely this pair of runaways is mere coincidence.
Alright, the co-op was added last year. I'll be honest, Vampire Survivors is the kind of game I avoided, but just because it's super addictive but doesn't really have its own sort of actual endpoint, so I just end up playing it instead of doing anything else. I mean, I get the idea that that's a good thing for a game to do, but I just kind of like games with a natural endpoint, you know?
That is the question, isn't it?
Like, obviously, if I really like a game, I'll try and get all the little bits. Like here, I'm trying to get all the endings because that just feels like an extension of the plot. Night in the Woods I enjoyed enough that I had basically played it through twice to see the content I missed.
Actually, you know what? I bet she went to check out the huge shipwreck that drifted
Oh wait,
into the
yeah,
inlet
Vampire
the other
Survivors
day.
has the writing done by that one YouTuber who came out as trans a couple of years back, Sterling.
Not often something like that comes around. It's all the kids have been talking about.
And they sort of didn't change their style at all. I think she goes by she, they now, but yeah, still does the whole angry shouting thing. Which, to be honest, you know, absolute upgrade. Well, anyway, it's time to investigate the ghost ship and all the tragic backstory that comes with it. Talia, the cool witch character, is explicitly trans and the witch enemies are literally TERFs. Heck yeah. Hey, Icky. Frugal frugal indeed.
Hey, Louise. I brought your food for today. What's wrong? Aren't you hungry? Huh. You haven't been eating much lately. Are you okay? Well then.
Okay, hasn't he
let's
noticed
try
she's
this.
got literally like a spooky echoey voice? I mean, obviously she doesn't talk, but her grunts have that voice of the Legion thing going on. Oh yeah, I forgot he was streaming Superliminal. That is that is an amazing, like, I think that game would give me a headache. Like, it looks a lot more fun than The Witness was, but yeah, I think it would give me a headache just trying to play it. Well, either that or I do really well at it and lose the plausible deniability for not being necessarily intelligent and able to catch people off guard. I jest, of course. Talia, Icky, you should both make Nick do the Superliminal race mode again. Hashtag put Nick in a bollard again.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's called a song. Humming a jaunty tune is the best thing for putting a spring in your step.
And yes, I know that was a whistle and not a very good one. Fun fact, I can't actually whistle very well. Got the whole Peppa Pig problem going on. And when I do whistle, I usually do it by inhaling rather than exhaling.
Songs are like a little bit of wisdom that makes the tough times easier.
Oh yeah, this game has sort of a recurring motif of information being passed through songs.
I love them personally. I mean, not that I'm any good at singing.
Thing. Why is it only professional singers are expected to sing nowadays? Like, singing just for the sake of singing is just a thing people are supposed to do. Like, it was an entire trope in, like, I used to read a lot of old sort of 50s era comics, and it was just assumed people would just tunelessly sing. But now you're only expected to be able to sing if you're good at it, or doing karaoke. Let people sing, damn it. Icky, you couldn't whistle until you were in your late teens, you think? Talia, you adore the accidental pun of using the word motif when talking about a musical thing without talking about the musical motif. Yes, you're right, actually. It's not a musical motif, it's just a motif involving music. Please ignore the fact that the word motif, I believe, actually literally means music.
Whoa, your voice is a bit rough there.
And it's sort of heavily implied that basically shades are like the ghosts of people, and what we see as humans are actually basically sort of clone bodies for them to possess that have basically become, well, sort of gain their own free will. So I guess maybe they're mad or something, and that's why they attack people.
But you're actually pretty good.
Icky, for a second you thought they'd accidentally dropped in a track from the Resident One director's cut. Tss. Talia, the stream has a motif of motifs. Yeah, I was actually telling Nolus earlier before Nick raided in. Well, Nolus and Lurkers in chat. That I was pondering whether tomorrow I wanted to put on the Tiefling cosplay for when I'm DMing D&D. Because, you know, that's literally the most logical place to wear a Tiefling cosplay. I mean, I'm not entirely sure because I've obviously got work tomorrow morning and Friday morning, so... Don't know. I suppose it depends whether I'm in the bakery or on the shop floor. I mean, it would be kind of awkward if I still had a bit of body paint left I didn't quite manage to wash off, but... On the other hand... Tiefling cosplay. Icky, where should I wear this Tiefling cosplay? Yes. I mean, I'm kind of hyped for Halloween this year just because last year I wore my sort of Pathfinder Kingmaker blue Tiefling cosplay. And obviously I've got my purple one now, which is more like a general Tiefling cosplay. And one I think it'll actually be a lot comfier to wear. Just because it's just got very lightweight horns glued to the front and the ears. Whereas, you know, the blue one had a heavy wig and horns that were easily knocked out of place and so on and so forth. Plus, you know, it's just got a tank top and jacket, which is a lot comfier than a corset. Anyway, let's continue watching the postman bonding with the doomed ghost girl, who I think has killed a heck of a lot of people already by this point.
You know, I knew someone who lived in the town lighthouse.
Oh yeah, this is the old lady here, gaslit. There was an entire quest before the time skip.
She used to hum this same song a lot. I heard it every time I stopped by to deliver something, and I guess it just kind of stuck.
Talia, you just assume that I'm a tiefling and I'm doing a human cosplay right now. I mean, come on, where would I be hiding the horns? Carefully positioned mirrors. Notice invoking quote number 160. Like any D&D player, I'm an expert at solving puzzles meant for small children. Oh, you're going for quote number 922. Small child. Have you been murdering people? Icky? Of course not. I'm Samus Aran taking a sabbatical on Earth. Yeah, the purple hair's to throw everyone off.
Of course, that was quite a while ago. Hey, are you trying to cheer me up?
I guess the moral of the story is bad singing sounds like an accordion.
You are a kind soul, Louise.
The last playthrough made it clear how this ends and is just making it sadder. Talia, Nintendo has never said that Samus isn't a tiefling. Oh, thank you for the quote, Talia.
I'm sensing some really weird magic going on here, Sunshine.
Alright, this is Tyran. He's basically, we couldn't hear him in the first playthrough, but he's basically, Kaine here's, I guess, like, warlock patron. He's just like a shade possessing her body. He wants her to be very angry and kill things all the time. Although she's kind of like that way anyway, but... Like, he's just like, yeah, let's do some violence. Kind of wondering if he's inspired a lot of sort of warlocks in D&D, because I can think of at least a few actual plays where the warlock and their patron have that dynamic. But yeah, I kind of like to sort of base a warlock character if I roll another 5th edition character anytime soon, based on Kaine, just because of that. Oh yeah, Nolus, that's the one I mentioned the other day. Ragnarok from Soul Eater, sort of thing. no less. Wait, Krona's non-binary, Krona being, and Kaine's intersex. To be fair, Krona's exact deal isn't explicitly stated, but they definitely canonically go by they/them pronouns. But yeah, I suppose it would be silly to say that they're not non-binary. Like, there's a bunch of jokes about people not being sure what gender they are, but like, they have had plenty of opportunity to say either way. Like, there's a gag in the manga, and yeah, this is a very manga gag, where Black Star sees them almost nude before fighting them and can't tell either. Although, let's be clear, that's a situation that's played for horror very much. But yeah, I think Krona's a significant reason why I have purple hair nowadays, because I really loved Soul Eater back in the day, and I was watching it when I was in university and sort of my formative, okay, yeah, I guess I'm trans, but you know, I'll never come out. Oh, ads. Oh, and to answer your question, Talia, it's alcohol-free wine because I want to make sure I get a good night's sleep. And there's like a bottle reduced for like £3. Oh, and obviously you're caught in ads, so I'll just type that into chat so you know. Oh, you're back anyway. But yeah, alcohol-free red wine. I can't remember it's like eyes something. You got an advert for Panadol. Stop listening to your pain sounds, Amazon. Yeah, technically, well, no, I think it's actually been fermented and stuff, but they took the alcohol out of it.
Yeah. Is it a shade?
Are you actually trying to think something through rather than just jumping in and killing?
Like, this Tyrant's got such a good villain voice.
What's wrong, Kaine?
He's just like, heh. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do evil and stuff. What are you gonna do about it? Nullis, but in a slightly more silly vibe, reminds you of Belcar picking up Vesuvius in lizard form. Oh yeah, from Order of the Stick. If I knew anything about reptiles, I'm sure this would be very enlightening. Yeah, I mean, that was sort of the early days when they were sort of, Vesuvius being non-binary was more like a joke about elves being androgynous. For those who don't know, Order of the Stick is a long-running D&D webcomic. Long-running enough, actually, it still uses 3.5 edition D&D. Basically, Vesuvius is a sort of an elven wizard who was introduced just looking very androgynous, had joke, and basically, well, the creators basically outright said that he wrote them as a male character who just looked very pretty, but over time, the sort of jokes about them being androgynous sort of evolved into the character actually being canonically, basically he uses the word genderqueer for them, but also says canonically that elves wouldn't use the word genderqueer because it's just a normal elven gender identity, and it's the other characters who find it confusing, which I think's kind of neat, especially from a cishet man. And as Nola suggested, there was a sort of a gag early in the run where they were polymorphed into a lizard, and Belcar tried to look at their genitals, but oh wow, that sounds really creepy when you think about it. But to be fair, that Belcar's entire thing is being like a really, basically Belcar was the token evil murder character that every webcomic of the year had to have. But the joke is also that because he has very low wisdom, he's actually very terrible at being a ranger. Talia, lizards tend to have hemipenes, just FYI. I assume that's what it sounds like. Sure is. Well then.
Nothing. It's just... I'm sensing a presence from seafront. Something like a shade.
Speaking of, I was saying this earlier in earlier streams, but Kane's voice is kind of vocal goals as well. I'd just like to kind of get that, you know? Slightly deep, but still very femme-sounding thing going for my voice. Like, I've been listening to my previous streams and still not entirely satisfied with how my voice sounds. Like, I know it's not cis-passing anyway, but it's definitely better than, you know, sounds more femme than it used to. Maybe I should consider going back to concentrated practice when all my IRL stuff dies down a bit.
A shade in the town? That's not good.
So yeah, in the sort of ending playthrough that I did before, we just had sort of that vague hints and nothing from the shade possessing Kane or those sort of cutscenes with the postman.
A shipwreck, is it? I suppose we might as well investigate, seeing as how we lack any other temporal leads.
It basically literally cut to this moment.
Let's head for the inlet.
Nola's Blackwing's the best character in Order of the Stick. The other characters are great too, but it's not close. True. Talia reminded that many of you generally wouldn't have known I was trans if you didn't tell me.
Emil.
Oh yeah, Kanye just sort of and Emil just sort of showed up at this point because normally they wait outside town. Oh yeah, Blackwing.
What's going on?
Blackwing in Order of Sticks is another interesting one because they're basically Vesuvius' familiar, and originally he sort of well, the joke was he only appeared when Vesuvius et al. Remembered he was there, but later he had, well, basically it's because it's a long runner, all the early gags sort of had a lot of development and pretty cool now, kind of like how Terry Pratchett took Dwarven androgyny and made jokes about it at first, but then sort of basically had introduced Cherry Littlebottom, who's effectively a trans woman, but not quite. Although I'd argue Constable Angua in the Discord series is also kind of transcoded, being a werewolf and all. Well, the specific way she's portrayed as a werewolf is kind of transcoded.
Kane said she sensed something strange in the area.
And overall, I suppose, knowing someone's trans, like, I think the big hang-up I've had to get over is, like, gender is, there's just a lot of overlap. Like, you can be an extremely masculine presenting person, and I think sort of in days gone past, before trans people were more widely known, it was even more so. Like, before we were in the public eye. But basically, most people just don't care in the first place, and it just overlaps so much. Humans have ridiculously low gender dimorphism.
Strange how? Like a shade?
Maybe.
Now, I think the big hang-up is, do you look conventionally attractive? And who cares about that? I don't want to look conventionally attractive. I want to look like a freaking tiefling.
There's some kind of sound or something coming from up ahead.
What an incredibly specific piece of information the hussy has graced us with.
What is it, Kaine?
Oh yeah, I just remembered actually, coming up, there was a bit where the postman, who we've just seen in the cutscene, speaking to the little girl who's actually a shade, well, technically might be both, because it's implied they're humans, asks Kaine about sanitary products, and that might be sort of have a bit of a content warning attached for possible intersex, well, is it intersexism / transphobia, because obviously I don't entirely know what Kaine's deal, only that she is intersex. So it's possible that might be have a bit of internal monologue going on. Just to warn you about that. Talia, so say we all. Nullis, gender is a language thing, and language things are maybe the shakiest, most richly made up things humans have made. True. Like, originally gender was actually coined to refer to the non-biological aspects of someone's sex. So like the cultural, well, not even the cultural stuff, just like the psychological and other stuff that it's just hard to measure, but we can quite clearly observe. And it took like maybe a decade or two to become about cultural stuff as well.
Nothing.
It's kind of like the word
Let's
meme,
get
actually.
moving.
It was originally defined in a much narrower context. But the name was actually derived from grammatical gender, which is bonkers when you think about it. Because, you know, obviously it's used for, grammatical gender's used for, like, people's genders and stuff.
We're gonna need to figure out
and
some
things
way to
that
get
have
inside
genders,
that
but
thing.
This ship is in a state of wanton decay. Surely we can find a hole or some such if we put our minds to it.
so say so many fanfics. But yeah, obviously English doesn't have gendered nouns inherently. But like, you know, a lot of Romance languages, I mean, English is a sort of a de facto Romance language just from absorbing a lot of French and original Latin, but
These planks seem to...
We can probably get in if we...
I'm worried about whatever it is Kaine is sensing. We should make sure we're really prepared before going inside.
yes, we're going inside. But in a lot of sort of, especially Romance languages, you know, every noun has a gender, even when it wouldn't make sense. Like French has masculine and feminine, but original Latin also has neuter, and it just completely affects the you know,
So,
overall
were
the
you able to write that letter?
different what's it called? Like, oh, the articles you use with it and other stuff. So like the article has to agree with the gender of the word in question. So in French you have the French word for the. In English the word the is gender neutral, but in French there's li, la and lay. So li is masculine, la is feminine, and lay is plural. So on and so forth. Welsh has it sort of a bit less, in that there's more like masculine and feminine vowel sounds, I think is the way to put it. But basically it's just sounds have soft and hard mutations, so it doesn't matter, it's not really gendered per se. I suppose the best way to describe gender is it's kind of like money. It's technically under ideal circumstances it should be a tool for understanding ourselves, but in the same way money should be a tool for exchanging labour. But you know, some people have done some ridiculous stuff with it, and now we're stuck with them until we do something about it.
You know, now that I've taught you how.
Nick, you've returned with pasta. How's Nier going? I've spent the last hour... Well, I've spent the last 30 minutes rambling about gender stuff instead of actually playing the game, but... It looks like things are about to get very heartbreaking. Like, this postman is basically befriending this small girl, who from the previous playthrough we know is a shade who's killed a lot of people. But yeah, May also isn't entirely antagonistic about it, because it's, you know, the whole deal with Shade is kind of complicated at this point, and it's just going to be very sad.
Not yet, huh? Well, there's certainly no reason to rush.
Also, I've considered whether or not I want to put on my Tiefling cosplay when I'm DMing tomorrow. It might lead to bits of paint left on my skin that worked on Friday, but do I really care about that?
You know, it makes me happy that you've taken such a shine to me.
Oh yeah, and we talked about the 2010s anime Soul Eater. Oh wait, I suppose it's not too... Wait, no, it's the 2020s now. And how Krona is very similar to Kane in this. And also we talked about the long-running D&D comic, The Order of the Stick. And I have no idea how we got there. Anywho, how is your pasta, Nick? Nolas, just tell them I've been painting and don't say what. To be fair, they might just assume it's leftover dye from my hair, since it's still purple.
First time we met, I didn't have the foggiest idea what was going on in that head of yours. So, hey, I've been thinking. How about you come live with me? It might be kind of nice to have a daughter around. Not into it, huh? Guess I should have figured. I'm sad to hear it, but it's your choice, of course. Huh? The floor's wet.
As tragic as the situation is, this man is incredibly... what's the word? Oblivious. Because we know when we met him just before the boss fight, that he had not caught on to the fact that she was a shade. So now he's just spotting a puddle of blood, and he's going to rationalise it somehow.
Wait, is this blood? Oh dear. Are you...
Oh yeah. As I said, potential content warning moments for intersexism/transphobia, because...
Oh baby, that is one hell of a smell. We got something real nasty nearby.
He asks Kanye about it, and she clams up. Because obviously we know she's intersex. And obviously we've got this jerk in her head. So, brace yourselves, that might be something kind of rude. Which actually makes me think, yesterday I was watching, actually no, it was this morning, I was watching Verily Bitchy's video, which is, I've recently gotten into her channel, and it's like 2 years old, and it's about, you know, trans representation, and how, up to a certain point it was way too sanitized. Well, there's way too much good trans representation, which is kind of boring. It didn't mention, Tell Me Why, the Don't Not game that has a two twins, one of whom's a trans man. Which it sort of I think it's a good game, but it did kind of suffer. I think the representation did suffer a bit just because Don't Nod went out of their way to be too good about including a trans character, you know? Notice you brought up Order of the Stake because we were talking about non-binary characters and it's a reliable point of reference around here. That's true. Notice you hope it's not Chris's blood. Notice ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why, nothing but a heartbreak. No, everyone was making that joke when it came out, but I was actually thinking, tell me why I don't like Mondays. But that's mostly because my mum was a huge fan of the Boomtown Rats.
Come on, don't tell me you ain't picked up on it yet. You of all people gotta know what this smell means.
This ship is in poor condition indeed. Do try not to thrash about and bring its timbers down around us, hussy.
Whatever.
You sure you're all right, Kaine?
You really shouldn't push yourself.
Oh yeah, so yeah, in the first playthrough we weren't getting these little asides in Kaine's head. We just got the, well, you know, we just got the general impression that there was something up with her.
Hey, I've got an idea. How about you and me search outside and get some nice fresh air?
Emil too precious.
Sure, let's do that.
I mean, humanoid knew he might be, but...
Sounds good. Take care of Kaine for us, Emil.
Emil is on the case. Come on, Kaine. Let's get the lead out.
Wonder where the expression "get the lead out" even comes from.
This place is pretty gloomy. I'm having a hard time imagining any townsfolk hanging around here.
Well, as we've no other leads, let the search begin. Look there, on the floor. I believe we have found ourselves a lantern.
Notice you never knew what Tell Me Why was, but it plays in your head whenever you scroll past it on Game Pass. Basically, it's like Life is Strange, but the main premise is you're playing as two twins, and the sort of central mechanic is that you'll get presented with two versions of a given scenario that happened in the past, and it'll be up to you which one is the actual one. And sort of both are plausible. It's a whole thing. Oh, I know I said it's the trans representation was kind of boring, but there is sort of a bunch of drama about how the trans guy character got kind of screwed over, but it's sort of never really sort of tied into him being trans, so I don't know. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Maybe.
And there's still some oil in it.
Well,
nice.
Oil be. Oh yep, did you hear? Apparently there's swarms of robotic insects coming from the south. Well, oil be.
We require...
Oh yeah, I remember this now. Basically, we're just going full Resident Evil and wandering around the ghost ship.
Wait, did you see that girl just now?
Although the music doesn't feel especially scary.
I did indeed. How on earth did she manage to get behind us? Perhaps she is the runaway we heard tell of at the post office. Best track her down and take her back to town with us.
Notice apparently get the lead out means to hurry, and one of the top contenders for the origin is something about infantry with muskets. I was going to say, wait, how did Emil know about the expression then? But I keep forgetting this is a post-apocalyptic setting. And obviously the magic, in quote marks, is clearly just lost technology. Which is a trope I kind of like. Right up there with fantasy where there's just guns. No full explanation, some characters just use guns. And like, they're competitive with swords.
Hmm? There's no
I
one
just think
here.
it's kind of cool to just have a gunslinger character who's like, okay, yep, I'm going to use a gun, but like, I'm going to shoot this monster like 20 times. And that's about like, roughly the same as my friend here hitting it with a sword.
Weird. It's like we just saw a ghost.
Oh, what foolishness. I am certain this room merely contains a secret passageway or the like.
Nolus, you never had a clue what it meant, to be honest. You haven't heard it often. There's another theory about racehorses and lead horseshoes or something. But you already closed the window. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense, because horseshoes aren't made of lead. They need to be made of harder metal, because that's the entire point of them. A lead horseshoe just wouldn't work, would it?
What is with this ship anyway?
There may be clues somewhere that tell of how it ran aground.
Oh yeah, so on my first playthrough, basically, it's gonna... They find the lock and it turns out it's a slave ship.
Up ahead.
Then perhaps we
oh yes, that lantern which we already used.
What's this? An apple. It's a bit bruised, but it's not super old or anything.
I wager it was dropped by that fruit-loving ferryman with the red bag. Perhaps he absconded to this ship to wait out the storm after yet another spirited debate with his wife. Ah, goodness, what a troublesome couple.
Let's keep moving.
What was that sound just now?
Sounds like it came from the floor above us.
Nolus, Nier.
This barrel's been knocked over, and there's flour
Nier,
everywhere.
what are all these strange markings? Vice.
It looks like a failed teleportation spell.
Is that a reference to something?
Surely it was toppled by the girl we saw at the entrance. Wait. Cast
Oh
your
wait,
eyes
was it
to
a
the
reference to
floor,
that
lad.
one conspiracy theory about the ship that was designed to teleport, but bad stuff happened.
The missing child left white tracks in her passing. Should we follow them, I expect we will find our way to her.
But first, let's move off the critical path.
Man, this book's got some serious heft to it. Wonder what it's for.
It would seem to be this ship's logbook. Let us avail
Oh yeah,
ourselves
I remember
of
questioning if
gander.
this is how you use the word gander. Like, let us avail ourselves of a gander just doesn't feel natural. Nolus, you forget whether I was in that one. Oh yeah, that does ring a bell from Nordmark.
Records of the routes it traveled, the weather it encountered, and the places it made port, all in a painstaking level of detail. I would expect no less for a vessel of this size. Until the day the records suddenly cease.
What the hell happened on
You know,
this
it
ship?
occurs to me a Resident Evil scenario isn't that really that scary when you're like near. Like, okay, Resident Evil manages to be scary when you're just
Did you see that light on the other side of the...
A shame.
Hang on.
you're you know, you're a fully tooled up mercenary or cop or someone, but
It appears to be caught in a crack in the floor. It would not do to have the ground beneath our feet come undone, so let's give up on pushing the thing.
obviously they sort of achieves that through limited ammo, and that's not really a thing, you know, when you're just a really tough swordsman, you know.
Hey, there's a notebook on this desk. Oh wow, this thing is crammed full of information.
A record of the cargo they carried, no doubt. Let me see. By my pages, this ship was used by slavers. Simply atrocious.
Wait, you're telling me they sold people?
And made out quite handsomely from the transactions, it would seem.
How could they
I want to make a pun from transactions, but given the context, I think I'd rather not. It's true, Nier also doesn't have to deal with tank controls and finicky sword aim mechanics. You know what? I realise I've literally just described the origin of the entire Devil May Cry franchise. Because Devil May Cry, the first, was actually originally a prototype for for Resident Evil 4. And was actually also partly inspired by a glitch from Omniscia Warlords, which was sort of a Resident Evil more beat-em-uppy game. Like it was a survival horror game, but you were playing a samurai sort of stabbing zombies instead.
I do not know, nor do I care to ponder it. Let it suffice to say there are monsters who trade coin for misery in all corners of this accursed world.
Which actually brings me back to like fantasy characters who have something going on, like Dante's pistols, where you can just unload on, where you know, a gunner can just unload on an enemy, and it's just as effective as hitting them with a sword. Exactly my kind of fantasy world.
There's a breach.
That white veil. A hidden room. How delightful.
Obtained 1,000 gold.
These chests are pretty huge.
And what do they contain? Treasure, perhaps?
I wish. Looks like a bunch of iron tools.
Those are no mere tools, lad. They are instruments of torture. I shudder to think what evil transpired.
Oh, that's a good pronunciation of evil. Evil. Oh yeah, if there's one thing I've got from this game, it'll come in handy very handy a week tomorrow, when I'll be doing another D&D session based on an old AD&D book I found, because one of the sort of major NPCs in that is actually someone with the surname Weiss, which now I know how to pronounce properly. Okay, key acquired.
There don't seem to be any shades around, at least.
Fortunate for us. Now let no more time be wasted in
He
our
really
search
just had
for
to say it, didn't he?
townsfolk. The white track.
Wait, I hear something.
Oh wait, now we know what that sound was. I have to sing and cheer myself up. Oh yeah, the other thing that happens in this playthrough is we can understand what the shades are saying, so we had no clue what was being said here. Where did he go? Why do I feel this way?
Whatever that sound was, it stopped. I swear it sounded like a girl.
This is a voice pipe. A contraption by which one's voice can travel to a faraway
oh yeah,
location.
so this is going to sort of date me very specifically, but the Millennium Dome, I keep forgetting what they call the structure now, but it's still a landmark. It's just like the big dome-shaped building in London, but when it was first built it was called the Millennium Dome, and it just had basically a massive exhibit, well, multiple massive exhibits. And yeah, my grandma basically took me there in like 2000, well, it must have been 2000. And one of the things in it was basically like a sort of like a giant climbing frame that had talking pipes in it when you got to the upper floor. And I just sort of talked into the pipes and asked the person on the other end if they were a robot. Because I was convinced it must have been some sort of synthetic voice because of the way it sounded. In my defense, I was like 11.
Which means the girl is in whatever room this pipe connects to.
Hold a moment. I spy a chart of the ship's layout on the wall. Yes. This pipe connects to a cabin in the ship's
Vice's
stern.
favourite part of the ship.
Onward and,
well, no,
inward,
backwards. Wait, stern's the back of the ship, isn't it? Or is it the front?
This little lantern has brought us quite far, hasn't it?
Yeah. And the light it gives off makes me feel, I don't know, safe
Don't say
somehow.
that, you utter fools.
Well, aren't we the romantic?
Looks like somebody's journal. Here, let me see. It says the ship was attacked by some kind of monster. Seems like the person who wrote this holed up in here, while the monster roamed around the ship, killing everyone. Do you think that actually happened?
I cannot say. Though the term monster might well be referring to a shade.
Sin a bit, Nellis. Now, I feel like a ship's a bit small to actually need these speaking pipes.
A kitchen, is it? Heavens, look at the size of this saucepan. This must have been where they prepared meals for the crew.
There's a note stuck to the counter. Extra rice, hold the peppers. Looks like the crew had some say over how they ate.
To be picky about one's food while at sea is a luxury indeed.
Medicinal herbs, which he likes to hand out when there's a boss fight coming up.
Oh, damn. The hell is this smell?
Perhaps it is wafting from further inside?
Another apple.
Just how many apples does that quibbling husband keep on his person while he's out and about?
Let's keep searching. Vice?
Incoming comedy moment.
Speak to me, lad. Are you hurt?
Been better, but
Yep, sound
I'll
off.
live.
Who's not dead?
I can't see a thing down here. And what is that terrible stench?
I suspect we may have fallen into the ship's hold.
The lantern got away from me during the fall. We'd better look for it.
Is that?
Vice, that's it. We found the lantern.
About time. Might I suggest you cease the celebratory fanfare and light the blasted thing already?
Okay, lantern lit. And bad stuff.
Oh dear. Look at the bodies.
Reminds me of a metal song about that time yeah, about when you know, you're you find you know, the human body is just not equipped to not bite the inside of your cheek. Let the bodies hit the floor.
They are all people from town.
Welcome back, Nellis.
And I fear the missing ferryman.
Oh no. This can't be real. Why? Why did everyone have to... God damn it.
Pull yourself together, lad. Remember the presence Kaine sensed? The culprit who murdered these poor folk likely awaits us further
See,
within.
now, if this was an early 2000s webcomic, the joke would have been that Kaine killed them all. And we'd love her for it.
Get away with this.
That's enough, lad. Avert your eyes.
You like that one, Talia? Nerlus, you don't get it. Is the inside of your cheek? Oh no. The joke was that the fact that you can easily bite your cheek is often cited as a flaw of the human body, especially in debates that involve someone who argues it's perfect. Yeah, exactly, Talia. Being able to bite it is a flaw. So instead of let the bodies hit the floor, which is the lyrics to the there's a song called Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, but here it means let the bodies run into the floor, encounter the floor. Yeah, I guess it was a bit of a stretch. Speaking of, anyway, let's see what Louise has to say on the subject. Why did things turn out like this? Did he leave because of this body? I just want to be able to talk with him. I don't want him to be afraid of me. I don't want him to hate me. Oh dear, I've got bad news about that. It turns out he's very averse to killing people. I want to maintain a human form. Mood. I want to look at the sun with my own eyes. I want to sing beautiful songs. Oh yeah, the sort of like the ending A kind of implied that like, so humans, what we think are humans, are basically sort of like backup bodies for shades who are actual humans, and the idea is that they eventually get to inhabit those bodies. So if I can just eat more people... Okay, you're going about this entirely the wrong way. Maybe then I can become a human. Thanks for the hydrate, Nerlus.
Hey there, you two.
Like, on the one hand, Louise is a lot more clearly... Like, a lot of the previous bosses that had their sort of tragic backstories revealed were a lot more sympathetic. Like, they were literally just trying to defend themselves or some such. But to be fair, Louise is actually a lot more morally grey, considering the whole, you know, eating people thing. Yeah. I mean, even with the best of intentions, eating people just makes you very unpopular. Nerlus, what's that big wiggly hand thing? What is it indeed?
Hey, I didn't know you guys came back inside.
Did we ever? Found a nice hole in the wall to slide through. But then we heard a bunch of noise coming from that super dark floor downstairs. You sure had us worried.
Yeah, sorry about that. You feeling better, Kaine?
A little, yeah. Sorry for the trouble.
Good. That's good.
Jeez, you seem really down in the dumps. Did something happen?
Tell me, Kaine, that presence you sensed.
It's on the floor above us.
I feared as much. It seems we've little choice but to press onward.
Nerlus, flavour from some magic card, you forget which one. His twisted mind concluded that if he was what he ate, he wanted to stay human. Oh, and he wanted to stay human. To be fair, I'm not entirely sure turfs don't think that's how transition works. Oh, no, I don't want to go down there. Stop it.
There's a bunch of crumpled up paper here. Letters, maybe?
They all seem to have the same words written upon them, but the penmanship is so poor I cannot make
no,
heads
she was
nor
trying to
tails
write
of it.
letters. So she could be friends with the postman.
Oh man, that smell is getting ripe. How you feeling there, Sunshine?
Not great. Can't you tell?
This would be the final room, yes?
Notice you remember the card asking what the card does, just not what it's called, probably because you never actually play it because it's not a great card. Ah, fair enough.
The culprit who murdered the townspeople may be behind this very door. Let us proceed with utmost caution.
Put an end to this heresy. DOS Eternal Darkness.
It's that girl we saw when we first entered the ship.
Old lad, this is a lone child sitting inside a hulking ship littered with corpses. Something
And with
is
that,
clearly
Grimoire
amiss.
Vice is infinitely more intelligent than the postman. Exactly, no less. Quote 33. Oh hey, I can kill my servants. And quote 34. Damn it, Nick, you're taking that quote completely out of context.
There.
Oh man, this shade is nuts. I think I'm in love.
Throughout the whole Tyran. Yes, the whole Tyran.
You can feel her power hanging in the air, and she ain't even trying yet. Things are finally heating up. Huh?
Could this girl be the presence you sensed, Kaine?
Notice Grimoire Vice could pass the test to enter the MIB. It's true. Hey, Captain Oblivious.
Oh, hey, it's you. Been a while.
Wait, you're the postman. What are you doing here?
Oh, I've been coming here a lot lately. I think this girl was on the ship when it drifted in. I've been keeping an eye on her until she's well enough to leave. Hey, so this is...
Ah, yep, this is the moment I mentioned. Maybe some transphobia or intersexism coming up here.
The girl is, you know, bleeding. I brought a bunch of bandages with me, but, well, how exactly does one deal with a woman's time of the month? Sorry. Clearly crossed a line there. Forget I said anything.
Stay the hell away from her! She isn't...
And that, to answer your question, is what the hand was, no less. No less. That's carrier oblivious, thank you. Just because I'm on a boat doesn't mean I'm a sailor.
We'll figure something out. You just find a way to get the hell out of here.
The two of them will be fine, but you and I must withdraw.
Okay, fully escape sequence time.
ship is collapsing. We must leave at once.
Very much aware of that, thanks. Let's go. Shit! Damn it, they're in the way! Looks like we can get out through that hole up there.
Carry Oblivious sounds like a kind of a Typhoid Mary situation. And we're up. So, who's ready for a tragic boss fight? Hey guys.
Glad you two made it out in one piece.
Notice the opening notes to this track scream Pokemon anime to your millennial brain. I'm glad I'm not the only one thinking that.
Yeah, we're good. But that poor postman is still trapped inside.
We'd better go help him out.
No shade would dare pursue us into
You just had
sunlight
to say
such
it.
as this. We should use the opportunity to ready ourselves. What on earth?
And thanks to the quote, Nellis. And it's just so good to know Shodan's found work after the apocalypse.
Why isn't this shade being hurt by the sun?
That is not precisely the case. It most certainly is being burned by the sunlight. However, its regenerative abilities far outpace whatever damage the light is able to inflict. This light, something is coming. Get out of the way at once.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna replace Dark Blast with Dark Lance because
Oh, listen, it's singing. This thing actually thinks it's a person.
oh, shut up, Turan.
I don't know where the singing lessons came from, but I do know it's sure as hell trying to eat us.
Nick, it's that one Final Fantasy monster they named after a cigarette for some reason. Well, because this entire thing is having poisonous breath. They weren't exactly being subtle.
Aim for the tentacles with faces on them.
Don't stop now. Focus on the next one.
Like, we've all tried becoming human that way, it just doesn't work.
You're doing it for him? How sad. How precious.
Nick, you never thought about it that way. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they got, you know, I suppose it's on the same level as ripping off all the D&D monsters. Except I suppose at least that time it was satire, so slightly better cause. Smash, smash.
Now is a chance. Attack with all that you have.
Smash, smash, smash. Bonk.
Did we get it?
Bit of a near miss there.
That thing's huge.
Should we take notes on this for a makeup look? Like, you know, just sort of random fleshy things.
To think it could recover from such a grievous wound.
Ordinary attacks aren't gonna do shit against this thing.
Hey, the guy from before's collapsed on the beach. That Shade's got some kind of hard-on for him. We should take him hostage.
Shut your yap. I'm not in the business of using my blades on people.
Is this thing turning its body into spears?
Yes,
and
that's
shooting
exactly
them
what's
at
happening,
us?
Emil. I think it's very unfair it gets to regenerate like this.
Fine then. I guess we'll all just sit around a campfire and sing songs until we get murdered.
God damn it!
And yeah, it is kind of funny the way her head got knocked off.
You're huge. That means you have huge guts.
The number of spears flying our way is increasing.
Yeah, I can see that. Damn it.
My word, if this continues...
Hey, over here! This guy's important to you, isn't he?
This is here and now.
Nier just setting up his phantom while Kenny just gets up close.
Son of a... Is this thing immortal?
How can it withstand such an onslaught?
I'm really scared, guys.
We will be in grave danger if it unleashes that attack. We must stop it.
Well,
body won't... Damn it! Fuck!
Oh, no!
Nerless. And then I'll move to Detroit. Sorry, by the way, that I wasn't... Don't be scared. Soon I'll become human, and then we'll be able to...
What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed!
Yeah, sorry, by the way, I wasn't reading the text. Well, reading her lines as I was playing, but it was kind of hard.
Stop! Don't hurt these people!
Don't you want to look at the sea together?
So you've been lying to me this whole time?
But you told me to sing.
You're a monster!
It stopped.
Focus on the source of its magic. Aim
Like,
for the
she's
head.
actually literally killed a bunch of innocent people, and this is even sadder than the previous bosses.
We can never be together! You disgust me!
Yeah. So, what's the reference to moving to Detroit? Detroit, Nerless? Ah, news. And yet this world... wonder if that was supposed to be like a reference to The Little Mermaid with the whole sea theme. Because in the original version of The Little Mermaid, she didn't become human and just sort of let herself dissolve into sea foam. Okay, sorry, no self-defaming. New Technology Report 0807-2032. Although the resultant white chlorination syndrome infection makes ours an imperfect solution, we have reason to expect some positive results. Testing will begin previously selected subjects. Record keeping on the procedure's safety is top priority. 1 week later. Oh yeah, so I did look it up and
Thanks.
basically
You really saved our
the
bacon.
premise is that at the end of Drakengard 3, where basically the secret ending E has them end up fighting on modern Earth, they basically brought the fantasy zombification virus with them, and that caused the plague that wiped out humanity.
You've all done so much for me. Offering a little refuge is the least I can do. I don't have the words to express how sorry I am. We all knew townspeople were out there being eaten by a shade. But I never imagined I was taking care of it this entire time.
The fault lies with that foul creature alone, Postman. Not yourself.
I hope I can believe that someday.
I'm just picturing the they don't know that party meme. You know, the one with the guy standing aside at the party.
Alright, well, we'd better get going. There's someone else we need to break this news to.
Fair enough. I hope to see you out there on the old letter trail again soon.
Hey, speak of the devil.
Hey,
It's me. I
did you
speak for
find my
myself.
husband?
Yeah. The thing is...
Wait, why are you hesitating?
On my first playthrough, I was literally waiting for him to walk through the door, the same as the, you know, quest that involved her doing basically the same thing. Because basically before the time skip, there was a whole quest where it appeared she was dead, but because we found her bag, but then she wandered in, it revealed she was fine, and it was like, haha, you thought this was another quest where everyone would be dead at the end. Joke's on you. And now they just, you know, after the time skip, they just went and did it anyway.
Is he alright? Please tell
He's
me
alright.
he's alright.
No less, the game phrasing it, you can shoot the monster, made you suspicious, but it doesn't look like you can choose not to kill her. There's an achievement for beating her within 5 minutes apparently, but well, I'm not really after achievements.
Come on, say something already.
Lie to her. He's perfectly fine. He'll come back any day now. Yeah, tell her the truth. We don't need another situation like the old lady in the lighthouse.
Your husband was killed by a shade. I'm sorry. We tracked him down, but it was already too late.
No, it can't be true. That big idiot, always carrying his bag around. Thinking about me all the time. Oh God, this can't be happening.
Oh yeah, like, sympathetic or not, she did kill a frick load of people. And keep their stuff.
It saddens this old tome to think we'll never hear those two at each other's throats again.
If only I'd gotten to him sooner. Damn it.
Do not let it burden you so, lad. You did the best you were able.
We shouldn't go in here.
Okay. So I'm just gonna head back to the main village area so I can get straight to the flowers on Monday. And then I'll call the stream here. So yeah, hopefully at the start of the I'll be streaming this again on Monday, and by then hopefully the flowers will have grown, because, well, for those who missed the last stream, it turns out they oh, we've got a cutscene. This is new.
The hell's this, Sunshine?
A letter. That thing wrote it for the postman.
Ha! Man, that is some grade A chicken scratch.
She probably copied the letters as best she could.
So, what's it say?
I think our friend's gonna wake up soon. Let's go.
What did it say?
Hey, Kane.
Yeah?
When you were threatening that shade on the beach the other day, how did you know it was trying to protect the postman?
Just a feeling, I guess.
All right.
I can't remember if that line of dialogue was in the first playthrough, but that cutscene where she was looking at the letter definitely wasn't. Oh, I think that might be a rare item. No, Liz, you don't think it was? Ah, fair enough then. To be fair, there have been some hints that Nier is aware he's going through this a second time. I wonder if I should play through Drakengard. Because I think I might have actually played the demo of it back in the day, but I never played the full game.
Man, pushed.
Wonder where the expression "I'm bushed" comes from. No less out of ads news is ads in 4 minutes. Okay. We'll just get going then. I'm just gonna save and we'll find someone to raid out to. Hey, so I'll be back with more Nier Replicant on Monday, but tomorrow I'll be live again at 7:30. For reference, it's currently 8:30 exactly, and it'll be some more D&D. I'm running a quest called Rawhide. The sort of first session for the party just sort of made it to the town where the actual quest is taking place. They made friends with an intelligent black pudding. I've got what I hope will be a challenging encounter for them, and should hopefully be a good time. Oh yeah, this will be on my channel, not Nick's, just to be clear, no less. Although I will be on Nick's channel on Friday for more Guild of Icons adventures. I think there's like some sort of ice-related horse going on, so I'm intrigued. But yeah, I may or may not be wearing my Tiefling cosplay tomorrow, but I'll definitely be streaming some D&D. So, yeah, hop by if you want to see that. Who have we got to raid? Okay, Icky's streaming some Return of the Obra Dinn, which is a very sort of fun puzzle game, logic puzzle game, along the same lines as the Curse of the Golden Idol. So we'll just give him a raid. But yeah, hope to see you all 23 hours from now. Thanks as always for watching. And I don't think it... Oh yeah, true. While the D&D VODs, I've been uploading the ones from my channel to just straight to my YouTube channel, because Nick's sort of moving away from editing anyway. So I'm just uploading the raw VODs. But yeah, I'm starting to lose the ability to speak out loud, so we're just going to raid out, and we're going to raid in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh yeah, and if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment and subscribe, and you're all my favourites.